Well, it's lovely to talk to you again.
It's a great pleasure, Scott.
We are becoming close friends, I believe. I think times I've spoke to you over the last couple of years.
We've had a few cuddles.
We have.
The
It's...
last cuddle we had was the Mortal Engines red carpet, you said?
Yeah, it was very cold, very, very wet.
It was very, very, very cold and unpleasant that day. It really was.
It was. Does that when you're, because this is a fun question to start with then. When you're on a red carpet, because we're the opposite, we obviously stand around and we're kind of prepared for it. Do you prepare yourself for the fact it's going to be cold, or do you just want to get in as quick as you can because it is cold or wet?
Yeah, no, because you're out there for maybe half hour, 40 minutes in my case, so you can kind of just tough that, and then you're back indoors for the rest of the night. So, to put on any kind of thermals is just a pain in the ass.
You didn't have to take it off, yeah.
I wonder because there's a pain in the suit.
Yeah, there's a few people that have. Tom Cruise has someone with a heater follow him around if it's cold.
Really?
He does. Yeah, he does. Apparently so.
Well, I can officially say, Tom, what a wuss. Where's he having premieres? The Arctic, like the North Pole or something?
Maybe that's why a lot of his premiere, the last two we've done have been at the IMAX, which is indoors. So maybe that's a big reason.
It's not very action hero, is there?
Yeah.
It's a bit chilly out for half hour, so
I get a heater.
Need some constant heating attention.
Yeah, my cameraman Colin, he did the Saving Mr. Banks premiere a long time ago at the London Film Festival, and Tom Hanks had a nice big mug of really hot tea with him while he was doing interviews.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's a good idea.
I think the most comparable thing I had was someone following me around with an umbrella.
Yeah, that was more
so as to keep the soup from getting soggy.
Yeah, the big security guards keep the big umbrellas, don't they? I think. So. Congratulations on the short film. I've just about half an hour ago sat and watched it. It's wonderful.
It's all right, isn't it? 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I really liked it. It's a nice little slice of. I think the great thing about it is a nice little slice of life and love and kind of the relationships and that space that you're in for those little moments that sometimes only last for 10 minutes. It captures that really well, I thought.
Yeah, that's it. And. Greer Ellison, who wrote the thing, he sort of described it as, it was the fork in the road, really. Another way of saying it's the kind of end point. It's one of those kind of chats that is on a certain level, but ultimately means, a larger thing in terms of the ending, And that's kind of how it went in his life. It's a sort of a paraphrasal and a slight tweak here and there of a real experience, and that's what sort of hummed off of it in writing form. So it was like, and it's so hard to capture that lovers talk, it's so strangely down the rabbit hole and coded and so it was kind of very, very rich with all that as well. And it was sad. It's a sad little thing, because I think sometimes young people are kind of not, they don't know how to deal with love because they don't fully know themselves yet, and love is like such a loaded weapon of a thing that it's hard to wield it, and it's hard to understand its importance, I suppose. And so that's kind of where they are. They're sort of, I think, head over heels, sickeningly in love, but still the lure of the outside world and adventure and all the stuff that, we get sort of fully conditioned onto when we're young is the thing that kind of prevents maybe a real love from happening. Or maybe not, I don't know.
But the great thing about it, you touched upon it then, about how rare it is to see, whether it's in feature films or in this case, a short film, how, as you say, that lovers talk, that lovers situation, if you like, it's so hard to capture, and on film it's very hard. People are very rarely, there's only a few instances where they've really truly captured it. I mean, that must have been such a great thing to read, knowing that, wow, he's caught kind of dialogue and the body language and all of that stuff is kind of encapsulated in this small nugget of time.
And he was, he quite quite casually tell you that the chat sort of ended, and he scurried to his laptop because he's a writer.
Yeah.
And he I suppose he's a good writer, so instinctively he could feel the value of that in his head, and just, I suppose it might have been therapeutic to write it all down too, you know.
Yeah. Have you seen? Obviously, you might have heard this comparison before, but obviously, Normal People has come out at the start of the year, and that seems to have been something that people have latched onto, because it does do that stuff about relationships, that they are messy, and that there isn't always a happy.
And I think we were only talking about that recently. I think that's why it struck a nerve. You know, like, I really do think that's a big reason why Normal People like was such a huge success, because we have kind of we have trivialized love a little bit, I think, you know, in the sense that it gets deprioritized behind living a full life, whatever that means, living a full life. But yeah, it's I think that's what the two protagonists in Normal People are struggling with, is, but we're supposed to do this thing where we're supposed to kind of have fun and have relationships, and we want to do that thing, but also there's this other thing. And I can attest to that personally as well, you know. And suppose not, it sort of can kind of leave you wondering, you know, Christ, was it worth giving up? Or, you know what I mean, it's sort of, it's interesting. So I think that's what the short is about. That's what it's trying to kind of capture, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And another, I wanted to ask you is, in terms of you as an actor with something like this, which is very kind of in a bubble, you know, it seems to be one take. You guys are in a room together for these 10 minutes. How do you enjoy that challenge compared to, say, doing the Umbrella Academy or doing something massive like Mortal Engines? I mean, is this the stuff that if you know, not to say gun to your head or something like that, but as an actor, is this the kind of stuff that you love to do because it's so kind of different, and it is kind of in a specific space, if you like?
Yeah, you know, and it was just us friends for the most part, kind of organizing it, and, you know, found a place not too far away to shoot it. And Greer and his producing partner Merlin, directed it, and so it was kind of like a little project amongst friends, you know. So it had great intimacy, and as you said, it all takes place in one shot. So the camera and then the two of us are sort of characters rotating around each other in a little bedroom, you know. And I thought it was really nice and was quite clever by Greer and Merlin, was the fact that they kept putting the effect of car street lights coming past the bedroom window with an effect, you know, just to give you the sense that the world is out there and it's moving, you know, and it's kind of, there's energy going on outside the house. So yeah, I have a lot of fondness for it, you know. I have really a lot of fondness, and that's why I wanted to kind of, you know, talk about it and push it as much as possible.
Yeah. Is the take that we see, is it one of the earlier takes, or was there quite a few kind of before to get the balance kind of right with all the stuff that you said?
We had about 9 goes at it, I think. They had about 9 rolls of film, and that was it. That's all they could afford. And I think we got it on 7. I think we got it on like 6 or 7, something like that. But we did the 9, of course we did, you know. But the problem with that was, you know, a roll of film is finite. So this, you know, the scene had to be a certain length in order to make it. And so there was great panic behind the monitor when they're just watching the clock of the film reel count down, and they're like, get to the end of the scene, get to the end of the scene, you know. So it was and we went over on several takes, maybe even 3 or 4, I think. Didn't quite make a full take, you know.
Yeah. Is it nice as well to be releasing something that's quite personal to you, that doesn't come with the premature of, like with the Umbrella Academy, when we spoke for that, it comes with, you know, it's Netflix, it's a big deal, there's all this kind of hype. Whereas with this, because it's nice and personal, you've released it on YouTube for everybody to see for free. That must be quite liberating to do something like that. It doesn't come with all the machinery that everything else comes with.
Yeah, that's it. And maybe that's part of what prompted the desire to do it as well, you know. And, you know, I'm looking at hopefully producing stuff more and more as time goes on. There's a couple of things hopefully next year, or one thing next year and and one the year after, hopefully. So, yeah, I do. I sort of have that appetite, certainly. Yeah. Kind of taking ownership of stuff.
Because it's on YouTube, have you looked back at it and looked at the comments, or do you not thing yourself with stuff like that? Because there's quite a lot of comments on it, and a lot of comments about you particularly.
I saw a few of them. Merlin texted me a few with a sort of a green and red circle around them. It was like, whoa. Yeah,
there's a couple of very complimentary ones about the story and everything else, and then there's a couple about you that I just wondered whether you'd seen it, because one of them, the first one I saw when I watched it, the top one, just made me laugh. But
what did it say, Scott?
It said I'm paraphrasing, but it said along the lines of I would let Robert Sheehan destroy my insides. So that's,
yes, that was the one that Merlin sent me.
Ah, there you go. Then it's the top one. So it's like when you click on it, it is the top one. But obviously in this day and age with social media, I just wondered for you as an actor whether that's something that you kind of not shy away from, but you kind of, once the thing is done, you let people decide what they want about it, and then you go on to the next thing.
Yeah, I think it's for your own sanity, for your own spirit. It's probably it's a better thing to do, because I think investing into the praise is by rote investing into the criticism, and dare I say the, you know, the any potential abuse or anything else. If you're investing into it, and what, you know, in a positive sense, it's only going to be automatic that you'll invest into everything else. And so I just yeah, I keep a distance from it. Now, you know, of course you see stuff occasionally, of course you do. So but yeah, you kind of try to sort of build a small level of armor, you know, I think, between it and sort of taking it in, because it inflates your ego and turn you into a dickhead, basically.
Yes, possibly. It does for some people.
Yes.
Is how it is. Very, very quickly, I did want to ask you about Umbrella Academy, because I only got a few minutes with you last time. So just very quickly, obviously season 2's now come out. People have embraced it. People have enjoyed it. My sister-in-law is a big fan of said show.
Oh yeah,
I've told you already. But I mean, how do you kind of look at it now? Once you're, obviously it's a big show, and it's got a lot of stuff that people enjoy at the moment with comic books and superheroes, but it's much more than that. Are you enjoying the fact that people are enjoying it for the stuff that just isn't the superhero-y stuff, that people are engaging with this kind of family?
I'm happy they're enjoying it, you know. I really don't mind what their reasons are. I'm like, if you're enjoying it and watching it, and it has been consumed by many, and we're all very, you know, we're all very amazed, we're very chuffed. Holy mother, it's been quite changing, certainly. You know, it's been an enormous reaction.
Yeah. Do you enjoy playing Klaus? Is he a character that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, it's easy, isn't it? It is. It's quite easy, because it's just kind of playful. It's just kind of you're just basically there to kind of mess things up a little bit, and it's just sort of, I suppose, interacting with a mischievous part of yourself, and that's really nice. That's really like sort of energizing and creative, and, you know, so it's lovely. They give me a nice long leash, and I just, you know, play around as best I can, you know, within the big mechanical monstrous structure of a TV show.
Yeah, why not, indeed. Just as a final question before I let you go, obviously you mentioned there that you're hoping to produce some stuff. Have you got kind of your next plan? I mean, is there any more films in your horizon? Obviously, I know you might be doing season 3 potentially, given it's Netflix.
Yeah,
quite successful. And do you have your next kind of projects? And obviously, have they been affected by what's going on?
Yes, but I can't, you know, because you and I probably know as well as each other, Scott, that the world of film and getting those things off the ground is a incredibly precarious one. But there is something that is looking more and more solid every day, a movie that we're very, very excited by. I'm going to star in, and I'm a producer on it. So, yeah, and we've been beavering away at it for, what, 2 years, like 2.5 years to get it to this point. So hopefully next year, COVID permitting, work permitting, health permitting, all that lovely stuff, we get back to a place, but we go there maybe carbon zero or carbon closer to zero. Wouldn't that be nice? So that we're not shitting on the planet as much, but that'd be nice too. But hey, you can't have everything all the time.
And then obviously, I guess, as I say, season 3, I'm guessing, obviously you don't know yet. I'm sure, I don't think they've announced it yet, but it seems to be that's, are you kind of prepared for that to happen in your schedule in a year's time or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so, man. I mean, I don't have anything official. I don't know. So I can't speak for the big Netflix bosses, but I would be surprised if we didn't go back. I'd be surprised.
Given the success and given how, like you look at something like Stranger Things is still going. I think you're set. Pays the bills, doesn't it?
Hopefully. It does indeed. Keeps the lights on. God bless.
Rob, it's been absolutely a pleasure talking to you yet again. As always.
Good to see you, my dear. Next time, cuddle and headlock.
Let's hope we can at least handshake, at least, if at the very least. Thanks,
nice
mate.
one. Cheers, Scott.
Soon.
Thanks a million.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey